You've probably heard that 90% of millionaires built their wealth through real estate. That stat gets thrown around on podcasts, at dinner parties, in every YouTube video about passive income. There's one problem: modern research doesn't actually support it. And if that number is wrong, imagine what else people are getting wrong on both sides. Two people can start with the exact same money. One buys a rental property, the other invests in the stock market. 20 years later, the gap between them is big enough to change how you think about building wealth forever. We ran every number, every repair bill, every market crash, every hidden cost. The answer isn't what either side wants to hear. Derek and Sam both have $60,000 saved. Same age, same salary, same city. The only difference is what they do with that money. Derek uses his 60 grand as a 20% down payment on a $300,000 rental property, a 3-bedroom house in a solid neighborhood. He takes out a 30-year fixed mortgage at 6.5%, which puts his monthly payment at about $1,500. He finds a tenant paying $2,200 a month. Subtract the mortgage from the rent, and Derek is looking at about $680 a month in profit before any other costs. Derek can see the house from his car, show the lease to his friends. It feels like a real move. At his buddy's cookout that weekend, someone asks about the property, and suddenly Derek is the guy with the plan. Sam takes that same $60,000 and puts it into a total stock market index fund. He sets up a $300 automatic monthly contribution and forgets about it. When friends ask what he's investing in, he says index funds, and the conversation dies right there. A month later, he checks his account. It's up about $400. He closes the app and goes on with his day. And this is where psychology starts to matter. Our brains are wired to trust things we can see and touch over things that exist as numbers on a screen. Psychologists call this tangibility bias. And it's why Derek feels wealthy on day one, while Sam feels like nothing is happening. That gut feeling is exactly where the math starts to get dangerous. That $680 a month in profit looks great on paper. Then real life shows up. Property taxes on a $300,000 house run about $2,700 a year. Landlord insurance adds another $1,800. The standard rule is to budget 1 to 1.5% of the property's value annually for maintenance, so another $300 to $4,500. Add all of that together, and Derek's annual expenses chew through roughly $8,200 before anything even breaks. That monthly profit? After these baseline costs, Derek is essentially breaking even, and that's in a good year. Year 2, the water heater dies. $1,200. Year 3, a roof leak costs $2,800 to fix. Somewhere in there, he loses a tenant and the property sits empty for 5 weeks while he cleans it up, relists it, and screens new applicants. And here's the part that rarely gets talked about. Derek is managing all of this himself to save on property management fees. That means phone calls at 10 at night, weekend showings while his friends are at the lake, and coordinating plumber visits on his lunch break at work. He's basically running a part-time job he doesn't get paid for. For 3 years, Derek's actual cash flow, after every real cost, sits somewhere around negative $5,000 to negative $10,000. He put in $60,000, and so far the property hasn't paid him back a dime. It's been paying the bank, the insurance company, the tax assessor, and a rotating cast of repair workers. Derek still believes in the investment, but late at night when he runs the numbers on his phone, they don't look anything like they did on the napkin, and that's before the big expenses even show up. Roofs need replacing every 20 years. HVAC systems last about 15. Water heaters give you 10 to 12. These hit in chunks of $5,000 to $15,000. And a single bad tenant who stops paying and knows the eviction process can cost $3,500 to $10,000 in lost rent and legal fees, erasing years of progress in one shot. So if Derek's rental is barely breaking even after 3 years, what's been happening with Sam's money this whole time? While Derek is fielding repair calls, Sam's money is doing something boring but extremely effective. The S&P 500 has averaged roughly 10% annual returns over the last 30 years. At that rate, Sam's $60,000 plus his monthly contributions have grown to about $93,000 by year 3. By year 5, he crosses $120,000. By year 7, he's approaching $157,000. Something important has shifted. The gains on his gains are now producing more new money each year than the $300 he's putting in every month. That's compound interest doing its thing. It's slow at first, then it bends upward faster and faster. Sam didn't pick individual stocks. He didn't watch financial news all day. He opened an account, automated his contributions, and left it alone. That's the whole strategy.